If you watched part 1 and you're still here, that tells me something really important about you. It tells me that you're ready to stop making excuses and start making changes. You're done tolerating chaos and you're ready to create the family life you actually want and deserve. So that's good, because what I'm about to share with you will only work if you're truly committed to doing things differently. I'm Debbie Page, a mom of 3 and a grandmother of 9, a nurse and a lactation consultant, and I've worked with hundreds of families. And here's the good news, that once you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility, you get your power back. And when you admit that your inconsistencies, your inconsistent boundaries are creating disrespectful children, you can start enforcing boundaries consistently. And when you acknowledge that your lack of clear systems is creating household chaos, you can start building systems that actually work. And when you recognize that your scattered priorities are creating overwhelm, you can start focusing on what truly matters. And I've seen mothers transform their entire family dynamic in a matter of weeks once they stopped making excuses and started making changes. And here's exactly how you're going to do it. Step 1, pick one area that you've been making excuses instead of taking responsibility. And maybe it's bedtime. Maybe it's those bedtime battles. Maybe it's morning chaos. Maybe it's children who won't do their chores without constant reminder. And don't try to fix everything at once. I want you to choose one specific area that's been driving you crazy and commit to transforming it this week. Step 2, stop asking, why won't my children cooperate? And start asking, what am I doing that's teaching them that they don't have to? This question changes everything because it puts that power back in your hands. And if bedtime is a battle every night, ask yourself what you're doing that's teaching your children that bedtime is negotiable. Are you giving them 5 more minutes every night? Are you maybe feeling like you have to lie down with them even though you don't want to? Are you letting them get up for water and bathroom one more time and one more hug? And each of these actions, it just teaches them that bedtime isn't really bedtime. It's the beginning of a negotiation. Step 3, create one clear, non-negotiable boundary and enforce it no matter what. And let's stick with the bedtime example. Your new rule might be lights out at 8 o'clock, and it means lights out at 8 o'clock. No getting up, no talking, no exceptions. And the first few nights will be hard. And your children will test this boundary because they're used to you giving in. They will cry, they will complain, they'll whine, they'll try every manipulation tactic they know. This isn't a sign that your boundary isn't working, it's a sign that your boundary is working. And remember, you've got to be the leader. Your children are now learning that you mean what you say. Step 4, be prepared for the extinction burst. When you start enforcing boundaries and consistently, your children's behavior will often get worse before it gets better. And this is called an extinction burst. And it's completely normal. So think about it this way. Let's say you're used to going to a vending machine and putting in quarters, and then you get your drink or your snack, whatever you're wanting. Sometimes it gives you a snack, sometimes it doesn't, but mostly it does. And so you just keep putting in the quarters thinking you're going to get something. But then what if the machine just completely stopped giving you snacks altogether? You might push the buttons harder. You might shake the machine. You might even kick it. You may scream. Your children will do the same thing when you stop giving in to their demands. They'll escalate their behavior to try to get you to go back to the old pattern. And most mothers give up right here. They think, this isn't working, my child is getting worse. But this escalation is actually proof that your boundary is working. So stay consistent. The behavior will improve. It truly will, once they truly believe that you mean what you say. Step 5, create simple systems for the things that happen repeatedly, like Morning routines. If morning chaos is your problem, create a clear morning routine. Something that everybody knows. Write it down where everybody can see it so everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing in the morning to get ready. And practice it with your children until it becomes automatic. I see that in my grandchildren. It just has become automatic. If toy cleanup is your issue, create a simple system. Every toy has a specific place, set a timer for 5-10 minutes, and everyone cleans until the timer goes off. And don't just hope your children will figure it out. Don't assume they know what you're talking about or what you want, but create clear, simple systems and teach them explicitly. Step 6, focus on what you can control. You cannot control your children's initial reactions to your new boundaries. You cannot control their attitudes or their emotions, but you can control your consistency and you can control your follow-through. You can control whether you stick to your boundaries or cave when things get difficult. Focus all your energy on what you can actually control. And step 7, celebrate progress, not perfection, because we're not looking for perfection. That's not the goal. The goal is to have children who can live in a very respectful way in a family culture where chaos is not there, where you're the leader and the children know they can count on you to mean what you say. Some days will be better than others. Some days you'll want to give up and just scream, and that's very normal. But what really matters is that you keep moving forward. And let me share what happened with the family that I shared about last week, the mother I told you about. Once she stopped making excuses and started creating clear rules and systems, her entire home transformed. It wasn't easy, it wasn't overnight. Her children tested her every boundary she set. There were tears and tantrums and whining and moments when she wanted to just totally give up. But she stuck with it, she stayed the course, she stayed consistent. She enforced her boundaries no matter what. And she created simple systems and taught her children how to follow them. Within 3 weeks, she had a completely different completely different home. She had a peaceful bedtime routine. Toy cleanup was no longer a daily fight. Her children were doing it automatically. Morning chaos became morning calm. And the transformation, it wasn't magic, it was leadership. She became the leader. So here's your challenge for this week. Choose one area where you've been tolerating chaos. Create one clear boundary. Enforce it consistently no matter what happens. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for your children to suddenly become cooperative, because that's not going to happen. Start today. Start with one boundary. Start with one system. Start with one area where you will decide you're done tolerating what you've been accepting. Your children don't need a perfect mother, but they do need a leader. They need a mother who takes responsibility for creating the family culture they deserve. They need a mother who says what she means and means what she says. They need a mother who loves them enough to set boundaries and stick to them even when it's hard. And they need a leader, not a friend. They need structure, not chaos. They need someone who believes in them enough to require their best behavior. You have more power than you're using. You have more influence than you're claiming. And you have more ability to create the family life you want, more than you're willing to admit. But you'll never access that power as long as you're playing the part of the victim. The chaos stops when you decide it stops. The disrespect ends when you stop tolerating it. The overwhelm decreases when you start making harder choices about what really matters. And what excuse are you going to stop making this week? What boundary are you going to set and keep? And what system are you going to create? Tell me in the comments below, and let's hold yourself accountable by sharing your commitment publicly. And if you're ready to stop playing victim to your family life, then you might also want to check out my coaching, because I know that a lot of us need extra help when we're trying to learn how to set boundaries. Many of us, not me, but many people grew up without any boundaries at all. That makes it really hard for you to understand boundaries and to know how to set them. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, click that button down below. We'll get you started with the one-on-one coaching with me. So I hope that you have a blessed week. Set that boundary, stop making excuses, and celebrate your mama moments.